Hey creative friends, welcome to my studio. I have not been making a lot of YouTube content lately, and I apologize. I promise it's me, not you. I've just been kind of just having a summer and it's been really lovely. That's that. Actually, I post on Instagram a lot, which is such a weird thing to say this in this day and age, but I'm posting a lot there. So I am still making art all the time. And I want to talk to you about it, but also kind of just catch up about art business stuff. I've been sitting here painting. This is what I've been working on. It's a border for a Christmas card because it's August and that means I have to work on Christmas. Actually, I'm kind of behind, to be honest. I'm trying to release some of my Christmas stuff in September. So we'll see. But I'm painting a holly border, which has been extremely time consuming because normally, hope these are in focus. Normally I paint like leaf borders. Like I did this one yesterday and it turned out really pretty with little holly berries. Then I was like, I should do actual holly leaves with holly berries. I don't know what I'm going to put inside. I don't think I'll do text. I think I will do cute animals because I've been enjoying painting cute animals lately. I also did this little bear surrounded by ribbon. Very happy with how the teddy bear turned out. I think it's very cute. But let me back up a little bit because I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. I actually filmed a whole video showing you my July wholesale collection, which I didn't post because I kind of I wasn't I was editing it. I'm like, this is boring. I'm not really enjoying it. And if I'm not enjoying it, I don't want to make other people sit through it. So I didn't do that. I do have that footage. I don't know. Maybe I'll put some of it in later in this video. We'll figure it out later. So I did a July collection for wholesale. This is still my first full calendar year of doing wholesale, and I'm learning a lot. And I think it's pretty interesting. Blueberry's busy today. Sorry, she keeps distracting me. Yeah, I'm learning a lot. Okay, so I did a May catalog and a July catalog, and I was thinking I'll do one every 2 months because I am making stuff all the time. But I found that I sent out where do I start? I have a lovely collection of stores who buy my stuff for wholesale, which is great. I would like to expand that and reach new areas, but that means that I need to kind of cold pitch stores, which is not easy. So anyways, I also have people recommending stores, which is really great. But yeah, I was kind of starting late is the problem because there's two big buying periods of the year, is my understanding from talking to some store owners, which is sort of like March, April for the summer and like September, October for the winter. And those are the two times that stores are like quieter and looking for more catalogs and like interested in seeing your stuff. So my thinking of doing new releases throughout the year, that's still good for like the stores I have ongoing relationships with because it's like, hey, new stuff and you already know me and like me and my stuff sells at your store, presumably. So now I'm like, okay, I need to get ready for the winter holiday catalog season, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm focused on. I do have one store I need to reach out to today because they asked me to remind them that they wanted to order this week. Other than that, yeah, I just have like, I don't have anything big to do today. I've been in a weird mood. I actually had like a big nap this afternoon, so I didn't really do much today other than painting. But that's because yesterday I was at a market and I spent the last few days preparing for it. The market was bad. I'm really sorry to say. Other people who were at it says that previous iterations of this market, it happens every month, previous ones were really good. So this was just a weird one. Unfortunately, I happen to just go with the weird one, which means that I don't want to go to others because I didn't have a good experience, so I'm not going to do it again. It was a lot of work and I made almost nothing. It was not worth my time, unfortunately. People were lovely, organizers were great, very clear instructions, the venue was comfortable and easy to set up in, like all good stuff. I don't have complaints about it. It just people were not showing up and buying. So that was too bad. It was disappointing. I don't do a lot of markets anymore because I just have other ways my business has grown. So I don't take a lot of risks on markets I've never done before. That being said, I do have one coming up in 2 weeks at IKEA in Halifax, which I think will be good. That's run by a group that I really like. So, and I went to the last one as a visitor. They did it last month as well, and it was really fun. So I'm hoping that'll be good. It's also, that'll be like a week and a half before back to school at IKEA, and this is a city. Halifax has four universities, so it's a very busy time of year at IKEA. So I'm hoping that means that people come in and want to buy art for their dorms, is kind of my thinking, or stationery. So I'll be working towards that. What else do I have going on? So I'm working on the September catalog. I'm getting ready for that show it's in like 2 weeks. Yeah, it's in 2 weeks. And then I am doing a third thing. Oh, I have a gallery to set up. I was supposed to do it last weekend, and I was supposed to do it this weekend. Stuff happened, just like nothing bad, but just like family stuff and scheduling. So now I'm going to set up on Wednesday. So that means that all the pieces I was planning to bring, I still have all of them, but I'm kind of like, there's a small window here to make some new stuff because I want to put Miss Whiskers, which I will show you on the screen, in this show. And it's very small. So this is a local gallery that did a call earlier this year for a big wall they have to display pieces on. I applied to be on the big wall. They wrote back and said, we didn't pick you for the big wall, but would you be okay with a small wall? And I was like, yeah, that's totally fine. Any gallery exposure is something on my artist CV, and I love that. And also it's a chance to sell the work too. So I have like a stairwell is basically my space, which is completely great. And so I went and I took photos of the space last weekend. So I want to put Miss Whiskers in it, and I would actually like to make more pieces that match her style. What the other things I had selected for it are just other pieces I've done, which I love. But I was like, wouldn't it be fun if they like had some cohesion, just because Miss Whiskers is so whimsical. And even though I haven't sold the original yet, I sell a lot of prints of her. So I know people like it. And also compliment her. I had her at the show last night. She was sitting pride of place. But I'm just not selling a lot of original art lately, except, funny story, last night I had 3 originals sitting on like a little display, and they're little bunny paintings I did. Very small. They don't take me very long to do, but I think they look great. And I wanted to make some more lower price originals. Like, you have to get how long does it take to make it time down so you can sell it for a little bit less. That's just my thinking, because I want to make it more accessible. Anyways, so these were priced at like $40, I think, for the little paintings. And this person came up and he was like, do you have any, like, my daughter would love this, do you have any that aren't framed? And I thought, no, I didn't bring any that weren't framed. And then I realized I had sat there last night painting on my little clipboard easel, and I painted another bunny. And I said, I have this one I just made now. And he's like, I'll buy that. So I sold it to him, and I'm like, well, thank goodness I brought my paints. So that was quite funny and very lovely. Anyways, that's what's on the roster right now. So today I'm having a more relaxed day because I'm very, very tired. And tomorrow I'm doing family things. So I'm going to paint today. And I have been painting. My beverage of the day is this mysterious peach juice. I don't know the brand name, but it's very tasty, and it has some peach pulp in it. And there's actually some real peach juice as opposed to just other mixed flavors. The chunks kind of do throw me off though. I think that's kind of the full update for you about what's been going on with my art business. I did a little sale on the weekend for Stationery Day because I have new stuff on my online store, which you can check out. I know it's kind of a tough thing to market on YouTube because I know a lot of my viewers are international and not Canadian, and I'm currently only shipping in Canada. For various reasons. You can probably guess what they are. But yeah, so if you're Canadian, you can buy on my store, and I do flat rate shipping across Canada, which I think is a nice little treat. But for everyone else, I really love you and really would like to ship to you. But sorry, this is specifically to Americans, which is based on YouTube, my highest percentage of viewers. So to you, I would love to ship to you. It's one day we'll get there. For other internationals, I think the shipping is very expensive. I haven't done a very good job of looking into it. If you cared and wanted me to ship to your country, let me know, because I just don't feel like I have that many further international viewers. I don't know. I could be wrong. I should look at my metrics more often, but I'm just living my life and not worrying about metrics a lot, which feels really nice. So one of the styles of art that I've been really enjoying is sort of collaging my paintings. I did a really cute bunny one where So I bought the little frame at IKEA. I don't have any sitting around here to show you. So my process is basically like in like a painting sketchbook like this, I'll paint some bunnies just on a page, and then I will cut them out, and then I will collage them onto a backdrop I painted. In this case, for the piece I just did with stripes. And then I am also painting a border on the mat that comes with the frame, and then popping it all together, and it's so cute. I'm just obsessed with it. That's more in the Miss Whisker style. I probably should have a better name for it than calling it the Miss Whisker style, because that doesn't really mean anything to anyone else. But that's what it means to me. My tomato plant made 4 viable tomatoes I've eaten so far, which is a very exciting development. It is severely dry here. Actually, I should really water my plants in the balcony. I'll do that after. It's like crispy dry in Nova Scotia right now, and there's a ban on going into the woods because of forest fire risk, which I take very seriously. Not only because I don't hang out in the woods, really, so it's not that big of an issue for me, but I do live surrounded by woods, which I would really like to stay intact because 2 years ago there was a big forest fire near me. Not like super near me, but like near-ish, and it was just awful. It was really, really awful. Collectively, for me, on a periphery sense, but for my community, really awful. I would like that to not happen again. So it does feel somewhat inevitable, but you never know where it's going to happen. So just staying inside, not starting fires, and painting. It's kind of the vibe right now. All right, I'm gonna move on to some projects, and I think we'll just hang out and I'll do some painting if that sounds cool to you. I'm gonna add some berries to this guy, and I think maybe some other. I don't know. I'll definitely start with berries and go from there. But yeah, it's nice catching up with you all. I hope that you're all well. Yesterday, I took Blueberry out of her room here in my studio, and I carried her to the couch, and we had a snuggle there, and she hated it. Like, she doesn't like being picked up, period, which I normally respect, but I'm thinking, I watched this video about desensitizing them about getting picked up, and I'm like, she's really old. I think the windows for that has passed, but maybe I should give her a few experiences that aren't negative, like getting her nails trimmed. So I scooped her up, we had a nice snuggle, which was good. She did relax until she got bored, and then she started climbing around my couch, and then she got really mad that she was confined to a couch. She didn't know that the world extended beyond couch. So I took her back to her room, and she leapt from my arms to hide back in her room. She actually leapt from my arms into a pillow, which was very smart of her. Anyway, so that was our snuggle, but it was so cute. Oh, I love her so much. Okay, I'm gonna paint some berries now. As always, I'm using my little palette I made. I've been using this color. I think this is a permanent rose for the berries on the other picture. I'm liking it a lot. And I'm using my little tiny brushes. These are Dynasty brand brushes. So there's answers to questions you didn't ask. All right, I think that looks pretty cute. Can you see it okay? I think probably what I'll end up doing is, let me make sure this is in focus. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. I think what I'll probably end up doing is I'll have it positioned this way. Most of my cards are portrait, and I think they sell a little bit better. And I think instead of painting a critter right on this piece of paper, I'll do it on a separate one, and then I will digitally combine them because I have to scan this for making cards and prints. This turned out really, really good. I'm really happy with it. So I don't want to mess it up by making a mistake in the illustration in the middle. So I think I'll just keep that as a border card um, that I can figure out the critter in the middle after. I'm painting a lot of bunnies, like I said, but like it would be cute with like a little bear with a little red bow in the middle, like a bow around its neck or something. Um, and here's the other one I did, so you can see them up close, side by side. So more Christmassy, still kind of Christmassy, but more low key. I think they're cute. This is the paper I've been using. I actually bought this in England, but you can buy this anywhere. I tore one of them, but I like them. They're the right size for these little pictures I'm doing. I think I'm going to try just doing another bunny. I have been wanting to work on some projects that aren't, how do I put it? I've been wanting to do some work on projects that aren't like work projects, some personal projects. I guess that's what you call it, a personal project. Because I do so much worky stuff all the time, which is often masked as fun stuff because the two overlap a lot for me, which is lucky. But I made a little list, and one of them is to work on a website project. Actually, I have two website projects I want to do that are just kind of passion things, different projects I've worked on in the past. If you guys have watched enough of my videos to glean the backstory, but I used to work in academia, and so I had research projects on the go that I kind of didn't do anything with when I left. So there are some things that I'm still interested in. I don't want to do like publishing papers or anything, but I thought I could still do something about these subjects I care about. I'm being a little vague just because they're in the work still. But one of them is a resource relating to Mary Shelley, because I did a thesis on Frankenstein. And then the other is something I didn't study, or it wasn't related to when I was at grad school, but was Clara Dennis, who's a woman from Nova Scotia, probably born 130 years ago. Anyways, she was the first. I don't know. I always get weird saying the first of things, but people say she's the first female photographer from Nova Scotia, and she did a road trip around the province and wrote a book about it. That is not in print anymore, but I did get a copy. So I transcribed her book, like I typed it all out many years ago, and I wanted to put it online, but so that it was like more accessible and people could read it because it's interesting, and there's lots to talk about related to it. So those are two website projects. And what are my other projects? I made a list on my. Oh yeah, okay, three other projects that I'll tell you about. One is I have a novel that I want to finish rewriting, and then I've written lots of books. I've self-published several books, but I have more fiction that I've never published that I have written that I think is actually really good. I revisit these books and I reread them, and I love them still. So I think if I can love them, then other people should at least like them. And this one in particular, I found a list of agents I want to pitch it to. So I need to actually get it all cleaned up. So that's one of the things I'd like to do this year, because I've been working on that for over a decade. So that's one project. Another one is I want to do like a snail mail club, which I keep waffling on what I want it to look like. Like, should it just be like a mini art print club or like a sticker club, or should it be like a letter and some ephemera? Like, I think I would like, if I was receiving something in the mail, I would like there to be something to read. So I think a short letter, but then I'm like, okay, well, what do I have to say that's so interesting? But I'm talking all the time. I know lots of things that are interesting. It doesn't have to be about anything specific. So, yeah, I want to figure out what that looks like and I think that could be international because that's just letter mail, right? So that's not too hard. Oh, I wanted to do, so this is another idea. I have been chewing on podcasts because I obviously like to sit and talk. And I think I have interesting things to talk about, despite just disclaiming that I didn't. And I was waffling on what to do. So number one, sorry, my camera battery died mid-conversation. How rude. What was I saying? Podcasts. Idea number one was called like voice notes from an artist, something like that, where I was going to do it really low tech and really chill, where I just use like the voice notes app and record a piece about the subject of being an artist and running an art business. So that's more like less planned and more off the cuff, I think that still would be kind of fun. So I'm not saying no to that. Just on subjects that I think would be relevant to people like us who care about sharing art with the world or doing it in a way that's sustainable, blah, 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 blah. The other idea I had was to do a fiction podcast. So, like I said, I have a lot of manuscripts just kind of in the archive that I'm not necessarily like in terms of my goals of being a published author. That was a big pivot for me after I left grad school because I came out with my first book, which I got a book deal on with a publisher. And then I canceled that book deal after like a year because I wasn't happy with the direction it was going. Not to be a diva, I promise it wasn't like me being overly demanding. It was just that it kept getting sent back for revisions from different editors. Like they would bring new editors on the project. And I got so tired of restarting the process of editing it that I thought, I don't think this book is going to sell that well anyways, because it was a very local interest. So I was nothing against them. They were all really nice, but I just didn't want to work on it anymore. So I pulled it and I self-published it, and it did fine. I sold enough copies that I was happy with that. So that's kind of an icky little blemish on like publishing for me, just because I didn't enjoy that process. I even worry about saying something like that because if I do get some traction on some of my other stuff, I wouldn't want anyone to have a negative opinion of working with me because I just said all of that. But it's what happened. And it was during the pandemic as well. I'll give that quantifier. Everyone was in a really weird place. Publisher was, I was, and we just ceased working together by my choice. So yeah. Anyways, so I guess that says my writing is good enough to get published. It's just that I'm me, and I didn't want to keep editing that book. That's A Man of Sable Island, Joseph Darby, A Man of Sable Island. If you're interested, I think it turned out nice. I had a friend edit it, and I think they did a good job, and I think it looks nice. I got totally off track here. The other podcast idea I was having was to narrate like an audiobook fiction podcast of my own writing. So I have all these manuscripts that I don't necessarily want to move to traditional publication, and I'm not really that, I guess this is self-publishing, so I don't want to say I'm not that into self-publishing anymore because I did that for years. I'm not interested in doing it in the way I used to. So I thought, wouldn't it be more fun to just have me read? Because people tell me they like hearing my voice, and I think that matters a lot if you have a nice voice to listen to, with my sort of somewhat neutral but definitely Canadian accent. I don't think I'm too East Coast, but I'm probably underestimating it. Yeah, so that was my other idea. So I think I might do both of those. I think I sounded really Canadian when I just said that. I'm not going to overthink it though. Yeah, I think both ideas are fun and different, and I will enjoy. One of the things, so, okay, this is my unmedicated brain getting all over the place. So first of all, let me know if those sound interesting to you. Either like a chatty business, like 15-minute, once a week kind of podcast about art. Or I think I want to take the word business out of there because I don't want to just talk shop. I want to talk about like the creative process. So that's one idea. The other idea is the fiction thing where I thought I would just do a chapter per episode, rolling out a week like a serial. And then when it's done, I would just start another book. And I am a pretty fast writer and I love doing this kind of stuff. And, I just thought, most of my books are like 30 chapters or so. So, one a week, that's 30 weeks of content right there, as long as I'm willing to yap and read it, which I think I am. Other little ideas or little road bumps pop up when I think about that. Like, first of all, I don't write consistently in one genre. So often it's like I have a fantasy adventure book. I have historical fiction with a light fantasy element. I have some real true fantasy books. So I guess there is the thread of fantasy through all of them, which is fun. So I guess maybe I do have a niche. The other thing is that some of them have romance storylines, some of them are like queer storylines, and some of them are hetero storylines. So I'm always kind of like, do the same people like hearing the same ones? Because for me, I like both. So I'm happy to hear either kind of story, but I wouldn't want to build up an audience that only, like, I wouldn't want to start with the queer storyline books, because then if book 2 is not that, I feel like I would alienate all of my listeners. because I don't, so I'm trying to think, okay, is the goal then to just not market it as having a romance aspect, because my books generally aren't romance stories. Except one of them is, it's a fantasy romance. So when I'm faced with a project like this, the question that I'm trying to answer to myself is, am I doing this to be strategic and make it a business thing? Or am I doing it because I think it's fun and I just ultimately want to do it? It's really hard, I think, to sustain something just because it's fun long term, because eventually work catches up and I have to focus on that. But if I make this a work thing, I'm going to feel obligated to provide consistency because I know that makes things better. And if I'm trying to make it a work thing, for example, I was like, if I could do, obviously you can do podcast ads, but I thought I could do a Patreon with it, with bonus episodes, with like extra scenes from the book, with behind the scenes chat about how I wrote it and developed it. Like, I think there's a whole second tier of like content that could go with that podcast really easily, in the same way that almost the YouTube channel and the other podcasts would be intertwined. Anyways, I think you probably get what I'm talking about. These are just personal projects for now that I'm thinking about that I probably will have more time for. So August, it's really hot and hard to work, but I'm preparing my catalog and all those other jobs I told you. September, I'll be shopping the catalog hard. October, I will have time, unless I'm still doing order fulfillment, which is likely. November, I will not have time because that's the biggest market month of the year, and I'll be helping out with my family business, if not doing my own markets. December, I will have time, and then January to spring, I will have time. So but that's also my big painting window as well. That's when I do most of my art. So I digress. I have time. I think it'll be fun. And I'm painting a lot. I think this is probably enough yapping for one video. Maybe I'll just show you some of the making. I think I filmed some video of me preparing the products for my last big wholesale order I did, which was really fun. So I will probably show you those, and maybe we'll wrap up this video. I feel a little funny doing a video where it's mostly just been me in one spot talking at you, but I'm also being like, I'm already not posting too frequently. Why don't I just make things that come naturally? So that is what we've done today. Blueberry looks really cute right now. I'll grab my phone and show you her. I'll film her. But you have to promise not to judge that there's some bunny poos on the ground. If you don't have a bunny, just know that they have dry poop. It doesn't smell. They're just like little nuggets. They look like dog food. And so there's some beside her that I haven't vacuumed up yet today. So that's what that is. But she's so cute that it's worth showing you, even though there's a little bit of bunny poo. So let's be cool about it. I'll see if I have any good footage of making products to show you. Otherwise, I'll catch you later. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. And I hope we catch up again soon. See ya!
Should've kept it straight from the jump. Why'd we come this far to get this far? I should leave it alone. Cause there's no proof of you staying. Your mind was made up a couple months ago. Oh no, no, you don't have much to say, yeah, that's clear now. But I won't keep on giving you grace while my heart's broken. But you take the time away to clear your head out. I don't got nothing to say. How could you let me get away still? Well, I still cry, I won't lie, but you'll never know.
here's a wholesale order I prepared. I'm very proud of it. It took a lot of work, but I wanted to show you what's in it before I take it to the store. So first thing is greeting cards. These are 6 packs of cards that I made. There's these 3 new cutout designs on top. Sorry, they got the bands on them. You can't properly see. It's another new design, and then some restocks of some older ones that they sell a lot of, especially this one. Next are pocket notebooks. So these are a new one that I'm making. I think I showed you making them. So this was just an order with 2 designs, the red bow design and the red and blue strawberry design. So cute. These are lined pages on the inside. So those are cute. Then we have notepads. So this is a bigger one. Obviously, it's like a half-page size with like a lines for list. I think these are super cute. And then these are the regular sort of mini notepads. And so there's like this cute bow design. Then there's a little cake design, and then the strawberries. I think these are really cute. Everything here's handmade. I hand bind these and trim them, and I think they're just so cute. They're made with like a heavyweight paper as well. That's kind of one of the moves I always do, is use like a heavy 28-pound paper rather than a 20-pound, which would be kind of typical. So yeah, little notepads. Not a lot of prints in this restock, so just this one new design, which I have at a bunch of stores now. It's really cute. I think it's been very popular. People are liking it. It's a watercolor. And then a restock of this one in the large size that I print. This is a 11 by 14. So those are just the prints. And then there's the boxes. So in here are glass cups with lids. I'm not going to unpack all of them to show you, but I'll just show you the ones in the top box. So on the top, there's the straws that go with it, the glass straws. And this one just has 6 cups in it. The rest have 12. And here they are. So this is like a iced coffee cup with like a lid. And this has the bird and berries design, but I have a bunch of new designs, which are so cute. These are really fun to make, but they're a bit time consuming to put the wraps on because you got to be really perfect with it. But proud to say, did this whole batch of 30 cups, I think. No mistakes, not a single mistake cup, which I feel is very huge for me. So yeah, that's what's in there. And now I have to find a way to get these to the store by myself, which I don't think I want to use my wagon because it's a little too big. But time to go downtown and deliver.